In the first video of our DeFi playlist, we covered finance, traditional finance and its institutions, and what led to the creation of DeFi. We also briefly talked about what DeFi is. And today we are going to cover the DeFi stack, how it works, and how assets are tokenized. DeFi applications are financial tools that are built on the decentralized smart contract platforms, like Ethereum. But today we have countless of them, like Solana, Polygon, and many more. Let's look at how they work in detail. But keep in mind that with each generation of new blockchains, this architecture can change and massively improve. The DeFi stack consists of 5 layers, and at the bottom we have the settlement layer, the native token, transactions, and the blockchain that holds the log of these transactions are here. On top of the settlement, we have the asset layer. This layer includes both native token and all other assets, like ERC-20, which is a standard for fungible tokens in the Ethereum, or ERC-721, which is the standard for non-fungible tokens, which we will explore in a minute. There are more standards than I can name, but these two are sufficient for now. On top of the assets, we have the protocol layer. This is where smart contracts are implemented and provide services like exchanges, lending, and derivatives, such as Uniswap. The fourth layer is the application layer, which is the user interfaces that can be used to interact with the underlying protocols and smart contracts. The top and final layer is aggregation layer, which can be used to aggregate different applications. For example, a crypto wallet that utilizes multiple applications from the application layer to provide users with more flexible and cheap options by checking all of them. Now let's focus on what assets are on the blockchain and how they are tokenized. To make an asset programmable, we have to tokenize it first. The assets on the blockchain are called tokens, and tokens can represent anything, like your project's token, a governance token, or a stablecoin. The logic of the asset has to be programmed using the standards we mentioned, like ERC-20 and ERC-721. Depending on the use case, you can choose either of them. If it's something fungible, meaning all the tokens are created within the same ERC-20 contract, that means they are interchangeable. They all value the same. Native tokens like ETH and SOL are also fungible tokens, but they are not exactly ERC-20 type, because they also live on another layer too. The biggest example of fungible tokens are stablecoins like USDT and USDC. The current total value of stablecoins across all blockchains are close to $200 billion, growing 46% compared to last year. And it's getting bigger and bigger with ETFs and some other news around the blockchain. There are different kinds of stablecoins, like fiat collateralized, commodity backed, and algorithmic. We will cover the underlying mechanism of stablecoins, but that's for another video. For now, just know that they're also fungible tokens. And with DeFi, you can use them to buy other assets, loan, and do all kind of financial operations. On the opposite side of the fungible tokens, we have ERC-721, which corresponds to the assets that are not interchangeable. Even if they are in the same ERC-721 contract, their values depend on some other factors. The biggest example is NFTs. Different NFTs in the same ERC-721 contract can have different values. NFTs dropped like a huge bomb in the ecosystem. Being able to create unique digital assets that have value is just like real world. Seems like we're on the right track. The total value of NFTs across all the blockchains is close to $100 billion, and that's huge. But unlike stablecoins, their total value is highly variable. They are even more prone to price changes than any other token is. In the end, they are also tokenized assets that can be sold, bought, and loaned. Another hot topic on asset tokenization is real-world assets, or as we call them, RWAs. They are created to represent a real-world asset on the blockchain, and their fungibility depends on the asset they are corresponding to. One that corresponds to the Tesla stock will be fungible, because all Tesla stocks cost the same. On the other hand, if it's representing paintings of a famous painter, that will be non-fungible, because each painting can cost different. And the current value of real-world assets around the blockchains is $20 billion. We have covered the layers of DeFi, how tokenization works, and the key token standards on the blockchain. We are yet to learn how they work underneath, but we will cover everything soon. In our next video, we will cover decentralized exchanges and how they work in detail. And see you around. Keep on rising.